Well done, Hobart Football Club.
Firstly, I want to say thank you very much for this tribute to my dad. He was my hero, he was my mentor, and he was a legend, you know, in my life, and it's in a lot of people that are in this room. The started way a long time ago for the Hobart Footy Club, back when Peter Hudson was the coach, and Dad first came up as a trainer. And basically, there's probably a lot of young blokes here saying, who is my old man? And so I'll tell you. My dad was a 6-time Australian cycling champion. He was a very, very hard man, and he loved to give a lot to other people who were trying to be their best. And he came up as a trainer. He got a lot of the 1990 guys that are here tonight from the Hobart Footy Club, and even when we went down to the Hewin Footy Club, you got a lot of people on the bike and training and getting ready to be the best that they can be for a really hard season. So let's talk about the HFC. And of course I'm talking about the Hewin Football Club. Because shortly after he was at the Hobart Footy Club, of course Wayne Pedro and Scotty Wilcox, they were down at Hewinville, and that's where he went, and that's where I went down there too, and I played down there. And when I think of names like Pedro and Scotty Wilcox, I think about hard men. I think about really, really tough men and brutally honest and respectful men. And today we saw that in the Hewinville football team. Right to the very end, right to the last quarter of today's game, they kept fighting and they kept trying to get back, even though they were losing by quite a shitload of points. Sorry, excuse me, ladies. They kept fighting, and that's what that footy club was all about. And for me, it was about that community and that love. And I use that word, you know, very, very respectfully, because it wasn't just a love for my dad and for me as a footballer and my family. It was a love for all the people in that community. And then we need to talk about HFC. And of course, when I talk about HFC, I'm talking about the Hobart Footy Club. And it was back in the late 80s and the 90s with Mark Browning and the guys that are here tonight. And it's the fondest memories of my time and my time growing up. At the moment I'm doing a webcast for cycling, and every night I finish it with a piece that was called What Macca Would Have Said. And every one of those was a phrase or something that he would have said that I only heard when he was at a footy club. You know, I wasn't there to grow up when I was next to him when he was being a cyclist. I got to hear all these fantastic words like, if you ain't hurting, you ain't going hard enough. The only time you know if you've trained hard enough is if when you're really, really hurt and you look around and the guy next to you is hurting more. And that was what my old man was all about. And it gives me great, great honour to also mention the woman that stood next to him. And that's my mum, Vaughan McVilly.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, we both pissed off. My old man pissed off, and I'm pissed off. I've worked overseas, but my mum's still here, and my mum's still a part of the footy club and a part of Tasmanian football. She's a lifetime member of this club, and I love today, and I've loved being here. All I can say is tell your kids to go out for a kick at the during half time. There wasn't enough kids out there kicking. Mark Browning said it today that, you know, you go to the footy and everyone goes out at half time and has a kick. If they don't let you kick, go out and have a kick and get the kids involved, because this is a beautiful, beautiful club. Hewinville is a beautiful, beautiful club, and it gives me great honour, huge respect, and a little bit of emotional bit here to give the second time, because Hewinville won it first time, sorry, Tides, to, ooh, that's you. You got like a middle plate in there or something there. To Meryl, you Billy. No, Mark Browning. Hello.
I now feel like I've won 2 premierships at the Hobart Football Club.
I wasn't expecting this, and I am a bit emotional, because Macca was like, I don't know, you kept it getting on losing it, I can't work this out. He was an unbelievable fella, and the best thing about this is that the Hobart Football Club and where Macca and the family lived at Leslie Vale is halfway between here and Hewinville. And that's where Macca used to ride the boys, and I think all the older players like Pedro and the Fox boys and Boots, were you part of that? Yeah, you would have been trying to avoid training. They all said, oh, we'll go and ride the bikes with Macca. Well, it was amazing. After about 1 week, they said, oh, Basil, can we come back and train with you? Because it's bloody too hard. And Macca would be sitting up on the top of the hill, just going around and around in a circle, just waiting for these old buggers. He just couldn't keep up. And if you ever watch a racehorse and see a good jockey, not that I pump much, not on winners anyway, if anybody ever rode a bike behind Vaughan McVilly, the bike and Vaughan McVilly were one. They were one. He told me a great story. He was leading the Sun Tour in Merrill, in Victoria, which was sponsored by the Herald Sun. And he was that far in front, the boss of the Herald Sun rang him up and said, look, can you slow down? Because this ain't making news. He's just way too good. And of course, Macca, as ever competitive, said, no, get stuffed. Well, the next day, Macca was going up a hill, a car come down the other way and ran him off the road. And it made front page news. The bloke was happy. My oldest son came. We won the premiership in 1990. And he loved Mickey Winner, number 15. And we kept, no, it doesn't come out. Rod Thomas was my favourite player, not Mickey Winner. Anyhow, Kane kept watching this bloody video 100 times. And I kept saying to him, mate, what are you doing? What do you keep watching this? And Kane would have been 6, 7, 8 or 9. This one would have moved to Queensland. And he said, oh no, it's really good, really good. And eventually I worked it out that here was Kane sitting on the shoulders in the grand final lap of Vaughan McVilly, and Kane felt like an absolute king. And that's how Vaughan McVilly felt. So, Steve, to both clubs, I want you to honour this. Sometimes it comes and it goes, but I can tell you now, this is the most precious piece of furniture that the Hobart Football Club hangs on to today. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Look, I'd like to obviously thank Hewinville today, but it's 1-1. It's our day in the sun. We'll take it. Look, I think today's special for Hobart Footy Club, but also just need to point out that now Hobart Footy Club was nearly gone, and there's another footy club down the road that was nearly gone too, because people didn't value. They thought rivalries and heritage was of no value in football, but I believe they are, and everyone at Hobart Footy Club believes the same thing. That's why we've kept the club alive, and to try and maintain that heritage. And it's great now that we can work to build up a good rivalry against Hewinville. And I think that's what supporters want to come and see. And every game that we play Hewinville for this cup, it'll be fought with vigour, and there's something on the end of it. And I think that's important in sport and football. And we're looking forward to competing for this Shield every year. And I know the Hobart Footy Club will give it its best to win, and I'm sure Hewinville will too. So
Thank you.
You're a 10, Youngie. You're a 10, mate.
Okay, thanks for that. But we've got another important announcement tonight, and that is.
Got on that stage, quick.
Yeah, I did. We're talking. Today's been more about players and former champions and how we're trying to keep the club together and all that. But one of the biggest things that keep clubs together is the volunteers, and in this club we've got heaps of them. But one of them that really has been here for a long time, and a lot of the players have known him for a long time, is Graham Mason, or as Cat Weasel, as most people know. Now, whether you believe it or not, but Cat Weasel is going to turn 60 this week. But he's got that confidence that he's now standing up here going to say a few words. But we've got a cake up here at the front. You blokes down the back probably can't see it. So we're going to ask him to cut the cake, and we want everyone to sing happy birthday.
Right.